What is going on, fight fans? So let's talk about the latest news, I guess, from Esports Boxing Club. Have they even given us anything recently? They have, and this is what they've given us. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. If you pull up their boxing Twitter account, you'll see a few things that they've posted. For example, they finally scanned Joe Calzaghe and Alexander Povetkin. This is pretty interesting because Alexander Povetkin was already scanned. He was already put into the game way before we started getting all of those like top level, well-known fighters. So Povetkin was the first kind of like, oh, whoa, if they could get Povetkin, who else can they get? Because before him, it was really UK heavy. And not really so much the top fighters, but a lot of some good known fighters, but really coming out of the UK. Povetkin was the first kind of world renowned fighter that was in the game. So the fact that he's getting scanned now is kind of crazy to me now that I'm thinking about it. But also Joe Calzaghe was finally scanned as well. One really cool thing that I love is that Terry Harper is now doing motion capture. So she's normally we see these kind of the suit and everything with Sonny Edwards, but now we're seeing that Terry Harper is doing the motion capture for the female fighters, probably for herself and maybe for some other female fighters as well. As you know, this process is really tedious. It isn't like you could just get anybody to come in there and do the motion capture, even for themselves, and they're going to be able to do it well. It takes a lot of, it's not just put on boxing gloves and box like yourself, and it'll all just be rendered into the computer. There are certain ways that you have to do it. So you have to essentially be trained in how to motion capture, and it's a long process. Now, I have a question for you guys. Now, this is the most recent things that they've shown us. I think they also showed Sonny Edwards was doing motion capture again not too long ago. I have a question for all of you guys, right? And here he's showing that yes, his arm does hurt when he's holding these things up, because I'm sure he has to hold them up for a while and then get that jerk from the punches. But does showing us, this is January 18th and this is January 21st, so and it's the 26th right now, does showing us that they are doing motion capture give you a good feeling or a bad feeling? Now, I could see two ways where it can be positive and negative. For example, it's positive in the fact that a lot of people who think this game has been dead or they're not working on it, this proves that they're literally working on it. They're not just making people do motion capture using a whole motion capture suit if there isn't a game that they're making. So in the thought process that, I think that they're not making anything, I think that this is just not gonna happen or whatever, there's no game, it's fake, this doesn't make any sense. Everyone would have to be in cahoots. Terry Harper would have to have agreed to pretend to be doing motion capture, which she's not, right? And then I could also see the flip side of it. If they're motion capturing people now, January 18th, then does that mean that the game is just way far away? Because motion capture is normally done early on and that gets put into the game. I could see both of those arguments. This shows that they are working on the game, and although what they're giving us, the news that they're giving us, like the scannings and the Terry Harper doing motion capture, is not like the news that we're really like actually looking for. Like, we want to see more gameplay and all that stuff. It still shows that they're working on it. For example, scanning Joe Calzaghe with all these cameras costs a lot of money. For every scan, it costs a lot of money because this is done by 1024, and each fighter that gets scanned, they got to pay for that, and I'm telling you, it's a lot of money, right? And then this dummy here, I'm guessing Joe Calzaghe put his 46-0 right there. These are all different signatures as well. But I could easily see how this shows that the game is still in development, but how this could also show that the game might take a really long time before it comes out and may not come out this year. I am not of that boat that thinks the game is not going to come out this year. I think that what this means is that they're still doing work. We also have to understand that there are layers to the game in terms of the pipeline and the strategies that they're applying to this release. For example, they are releasing the game, but it will still continue to have things be kind of a seasonal, kind of progressive kind of game. So the game that we get 4 years from the day that we bought the game is going to be a completely different game because they're going to continue to evolve the game. So whenever I see things like this, it doesn't put a nail in the coffin for me, because this could just be they're rendering people for certain things to keep the game going, to have downloadable fighters later on, to keep the seasons going, right? And they could just be preparing all that stuff now, which is a big possibility. Also, there's been advancements in technology. They can have the root base of the game already completed and have that structure, and all they're doing is adding the female fighters, the female fighters movements and stuff like that to that game that already has a base, that already has the architecture built in. So this will still probably not take that long to put in, render, attach to everything, test a little bit, and then move forward from there. But I want to know what you guys think, and I wasn't gonna do a video on this news, right? I wasn't gonna do a video on this news, but I feel that it is an obligation of mine to, whatever they talk about, to bring it to your attention. Obviously, this is cool, and it's like, thanks, but of course we want gameplay, right? We want more gameplay. We've seen gameplay. I'm not gonna pretend like we haven't, like many people out there pretend like we haven't seen gameplay. We've seen gameplay, but we want to see more gameplay, new gameplay. It's been 6 months. Please, Steel City Interactive, please, more gameplay. I will be incredibly happy if we get that. Once again, don't stop these things. Keep them coming, of course. And I know that I don't even want to look at the comment section because I'm sure that they're getting roasted by people who want the release date right now. But keep them coming. But please, after 6 months, give us something, so that we could chew on. But that's it. That's pretty much the update. This is literally what they've shown us. Plus, there's a Sonny Edwards picture somewhere. I can't find it here, but there is definitely a Sonny Edwards picture doing motion capture. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think that this shows that it's going to be delayed even more, or do you think that this is not going to stop their process of when they're going to release the game, and they're probably still going to release the game this year? I'm of the mindset and the belief that this game will release this year, but let's wait and see what happens, and hopefully soon we get some news from ESBC updating us on the entire process. All right, until next time, guys, peace out.